Hello, and thank you to everyone joining us today. Whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, we're so glad to have you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed grant recipients from across the globe, welcome to the G20 Global Land Initiative Small Grant Programme official announcement event. Today marks a special occasion where we come together to celebrate the powerful efforts of civil society organizations working tirelessly on land restoration and conservation. It is a testament to the passion, dedication, and vision that so many of you have in ensuring the future health of our planet. I am Maria Rota from the G20 Global Land Initiative at the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, and I have the honor of being your host today for this event as we highlight the achievements of those who have contributed significantly to addressing one of the most urgent challenges of our time, land degradation. This initiative, launched during the Saudi presidency of the G20 in 2020, has the ambitious goal of reducing land degradation by 50% by 2040. That goal may seem vast, but the work we are celebrating today proves that it is achievable. In February 2024, we officially launched the inaugural G20 Global Land Initiative Small Grants Program, designed to support civil society organizations engaged in community-driven land restoration projects. Over 650 applications poured in from over 100 countries. After a rigorous selection process, 39 organizations were chosen to receive funding ranging from $5,000 to $15,000 to help further their work in areas such as soil restoration, agroforestry, sustainable agriculture, and capacity building. These organizations are at the forefront of our collective fight against land degradation, and their work will benefit local communities around the world. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge all applicants for their unwavering commitment to restoring our landscapes and enhancing ecosystem health. Your work is vital, and we're looking forward to potentially collaborating in different ways with you in the future. To begin today's ceremony, it is my pleasure to invite the director of the G20 Global Land Initiative, Dr. Murali Tumarukudi, to share his opening remarks. Dr. Tumarukudi, the floor is yours.
Dear friends, today I'm delighted to welcome you to the launch of the grant initiative of the G20 Global Land Initiative. The G20 Global Land Initiative has a mandate to achieve 50% reduction of degraded land by 2040. And this will translate to anything between 1 to 1.5 billion hectares. We are aware that these big numbers cannot be achieved by small initiatives alone. Yet, we feel it is important that the tens of thousands of small actors who are doing land restoration around the world is supported, promoted, and recognized. It is in this context that we launched the grants program last year. We had a tremendous response. We had more than 680 applications from across the world, and we chose 39 of them to be awarded. When we do this small grants program, it is not just about the grant. It's about the network which we create. It's about the visibility which we make for those in the network, as well as those who are not in the network but could benefit from their knowledge and experience. And this is just the beginning. This will be an annual process. Our next cohort is just about to start. As soon as the next cohort is out, we encourage those of you in the community who are doing land restoration to apply and join this network. Together, we can make a difference. Big and small, both are important, and small is beautiful. Let's promote the small grants program, the G20 Global Land Initiative. I congratulate all the winners. I look forward to visiting a number of you in your countries in the coming years as you make a difference in your communities as well as to the global goal of land restoration. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Murali Tumarukudi, for those inspiring words. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to the incredible organizations who have been selected as part of the first cohort of grant recipients. We will announce the winners in 3 categories based on the level of funding they've received. As I announce each winner, we'll share a brief description of their project and, where available, a pre-recorded video message from the winners themselves. Let's start with the first category, 13 winners of the $5,000 grant. These recipients have shown exceptional promise in their land restoration projects. Africa Farmer Needs at Farm Level Initiative, Kenya.
AFNID is a registered NGO in Kenya whose mission is to support smallholder farmers involve themselves in sustainable agri-food systems.
Most smallholder farmers live in remote ecosystems of degraded land and infertile soils.
Improper farming practices accelerate soil infertility,
particularly from farmers with no access to restoration measures. Since 2021, AFNID supported intercropping and minimal tillage to restore degraded soils in the semi-arid zones of Kandra sub-county in Kenya.
By 2024, farmers are obtaining below 5% of recommended yields, increased yields to an average of 19%.
This fund will enhance soil fertility by the use of biochar fertilizers. Farmers will be trained on how to make biochar fertilizers using maize cobs, stoves, and enrich it with poultry manure. The expected increase in crop yields is an average of 34%. We are grateful and honored to receive this grant at farm level, where livelihoods and ecosystem transformation occurs.
Sustainability and Environmental Studies Endeavour, Nepal.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm with Sense, and we're working together to build upon a story that originates from the past. You see, long ago, Kathmandu Valley, the capital city of Nepal, was a lake. It was ruled over by serpent kings called Nagraj. The Nagraj had godlike powers to travel from one sacred site in the city to the next sacred site. Researching more into this, our team was able to map out a 43-kilometer hiking trail. We've termed it as the Nagraj Trail. There are several community members living alongside the Nagraj Trail, and they face different challenges caused by rapid urbanization, unsustainable agriculture practices, pollutions. We're looking forward to co-creating solutions through appreciative inquiry so that we can once again connect people with nature and have them become stewards of this vital landscape, the Nagraj Trail.
Green Hope Foundation, Kiribati. Focusing on Kiribati's indigenous communities, this initiative ensures water security and sustainable farming by installing solar-powered water farming systems. It combines rainwater harvesting and renewable energy solutions to create a net zero agriculture models.
Association des jeunes pour l'environnement et l'éducation civique au Niger. In Niger, this project empowers small farms by introducing agroecological practices, land restoration techniques, and soil fertility management, impacting 50 farms over 150 hectares.
Association Jaoulé d'abord. This project aims to regreen 500 hectares and create forest parks involving local youth and women in tree nursery management, reforestation campaigns, and capacity building workshops on climate adaptation strategies.
GLI International in Zimbabwe. GLI focuses on constructing a biogas system to promote reforestation of indigenous trees, sustainable energy, and climate change mitigation in Yamakate village. It also trains local community members, especially women, on climate change mitigation and sustainable livelihoods.
Nath Sanskriti Seva Sanstan, India.
Hello everyone, my name is Deepak Kumar. I am from Nath Sanskriti Seva Sansthan as project manager regarding the project of Land Initiative program. Our vision is to service to humanity, service to environment, and service to God. Regarding this, we will utilize the fund in the following segments as water harvesting system, promotion of drought-resistant crops, organic farming techniques, soil conservation, measurement and plantation, climate change awareness, farmer and community training sessions. All these steps will be helpful to prevent desertification and will be helpful to make the area a greener place to live. And at last, I would like to thanks to UNCCD to give us this opportunity to work with Global G20 Land Initiative program. Thank you very much.
Young volunteers for the environment. This project in Zimbabwe is working to restore degraded ecosystems by planting native trees across the forested areas, establishing agroforestry plots, and conducting hands-on training sessions for local communities on sustainable land management.
Concerned Children and Youth Association, Uganda.
My name is Chepngetich Caroline. I work for CCYA Uganda. Among our key areas of response is climate change, where we respond through land restoration, sustainable agriculture, and reforestation, among others. With funding from GLI, G20 UNCCD, we shall be implementing a project aimed at restoring of the Okole wetland in Lira City, which has been affected by rice farming. Key objectives is to sensitize communities as well as policy advocacy. We shall be implementing through the following activities: sensitization meetings, media campaigns, training wetland users on alternatives, and engaging key policy duty bearers on policy and joint monitoring. Together, we can make the planet a better place.
Forest and agroforestry promoters, Cameroon.
Greetings, I'm here representing forestry and agroforestry promoters. Our mission is to promote sustainable management of natural resources, protect vital water catchment areas while improving livelihoods of local communities through sustainable environmental practices. This grant by G20 Global Land Initiative will directly fund installation of protective fencing around 10 hectares of critical water catchment areas in Santa, planting of 2,000 indigenous tree seedlings purchased from local nurseries, training on beekeeping, distribution of beehives to water management committees, creating alternative income sources, training and supply of agroforestry seeds to farmers on sustainable practices that prevent water pollution, community mobilization for fire tracing to protect restored areas. Thank you, G20 Global Land Initiative, for this support. While combining watershed protection with sustainable livelihood, this grant will secure clean water for the Santa communities while creating lasting environmental and economic benefits.
Partnership for Sustainable Development, Nepal.
Hello everyone, I'm presenting PSD in Nepal. Our mission is to restore forests, protect ecosystems, and promote sustainable practices. We're pleased to announce PSD in Nepal has been awarded a significant grant from the prestigious G20 Global Land Initiative, enabling us to dramatically enhance our effort for a greener and more resilient Nepal. This crucial funding will expand our forest restoration through extensive tree planting, construct vital rainwater harvesting ponds for irrigation and flood mitigations, and provide cooking stoves to reduce deforestation and improve air quality. The project also includes community and school-based awareness campaigns promoting sustainable land use to preserve natural ecosystems and foster a greener environment, reducing pressure on forest resources and enhancing ecosystem resilience. We firmly believe this initiative, supported by the G20, will create a brighter, more sustainable future. Learn more and support our work at nepalpsd.org. Thank you.
Climate Change Africa Opportunities, Democratic Republic of Congo. Aiming to restore the forest landscape in South Kivu, they plant fertile and forest trees as well as fruit trees in areas affected of deforestation in order to strengthen ecosystem services like CO2 storage or filtration of water long-term.
Amis de l'Afrique francophone in Benin. This initiative restores degraded lands in the Lower Wimi Valley Biosphere Reserve by reforesting community lands with native trees, medicinal plants, and fruit trees, and training indigenous peoples and local communities in the adoption of agroecological farming practices.
What an impressive array of projects. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Your work has the power to make a lasting impact on communities and ecosystems. Now moving on to the second category, 12 winners of the $10,000 grant. These organizations have demonstrated remarkable potential for creating long-term sustainable land restoration practices. Badabon Sango, Bangladesh.
Hi there, welcome to the presentation of our project from Badabon Sangho, a women's rights organization based in Bangladesh. We work to promote and protect women's rights across the country, especially indigenous, Dalit, fisherfolk, and migrant women. With this grant, project empower indigenous women farmers by organizing them in cooperative. Cooperative members prepare land, compost, traditional seed, manage agriculture input, and maintain detailed register. After harvesting, members are getting equal share of income. The project achieves both empowering indigenous women and also restoring the land by practicing traditional fertilizer and inputs.
Indigenous women farmers farm crops and lease land through their own organization. These groups cultivate the land using traditional methods such as soil treatment, organic fertilizing, seed sowing, etc. As a result, the fertility of the land increases. They share the profit from the land among themselves.
Yayasan Tambuhak Sinta in Indonesia. Focus on strengthening community livelihoods and regenerating the ecosystem in Bukit Batu, this project helps to restore biodiversity while enhancing economic resilience through community training programs. Their activities are based on participatory and empowerment principles, which means local people are involved in all stages of the project cycle, from planning to evaluation.
Arda Jabiza Foundation, Kenya.
My name is Mohamed Alake. I'm director of the Jabesa Foundation. The organization is a local NGO that was formed in the year 2021, doing our interventions in northern part of Kenya. We are currently working in the 5 Asal counties, but currently our project is based in Wajir County. Our mission is to conserve and restore land and biodiversity, enhance climate resilience, and promote sustainable resource management in northern Kenya. The grant will support community mobilization, stakeholder engagement, and training in Bute Wajir, North, empowering women, youth, and indigenous peoples. Activities include sustainable grazing, water conservation, alternative livelihood, and biodiversity restoration using indigenous species. The project aims to restore degraded lands, boost income, and build climate-resilient community-led ecosystem. Our message is together we restore our land, revive our livelihoods, and reclaim our future. Thank you very much.
Rural Watch Africa Initiative, Nigeria.
Hello, my name is Uche Iseke, and I proudly represent Rural Watch Africa Initiative, also known as RUI. We are a Nigerian nonprofit dedicated to tackling climate change, land degradation, and poverty by empowering rural people to lead their own transformation through agroforestry, tree planting, beekeeping, and value-added services. We have impacted over 20,000 lives across 25 rural communities in Nigeria, and we are just getting started. Our mission is to help marginalized rural people to improve their resilience, increase their incomes, and protect the environment through sustainable agriculture and skills development. With the G20 Global Land Initiative grants of the UNCCD, we will establish a tree nursery and agroforestry demonstration farm to produce over 60,000 native trees annually, restore 60 hectares of degraded land in the Kwali area of the FCT, and train 100 traditional bee farmers to shift from harmful practices that degrade the land base and forest habitat to sustainable beekeeping, turning environmental restoration into real economic opportunity.
Andando, Senegal. Andando's agroforestry program restores degraded land in Kaolack and Podor through 25 women-led permaculture gardens, installation of solar water pumps, and planting 100,000 native trees.
I am Bika Samstan in India. This project combats desertification in Rajasthan by restoring degraded croplands using saline-tolerant seeds, organic fertilizers, and reforestation techniques. Grant funds are allocated for soil and water conservation infrastructure, reforestation, GIS, base mapping, and community training.
Finca Cantaros Environmental Association, Costa Rica.
Good morning from Finca Cantaros Environmental Association here in San Vito, Costa Rica. My name is Lily Briggs and I'm the founder and director. And I would like to say a huge thank you to G20 for choosing us as one of the projects to fund this year. Our project is focused on women and restoration and sustainable livelihoods. Here at Finca Cantaros, as you can see, we work with a group called Mujeres Comprometidas con la Tierra, or Women Committed to the Earth. And this sign says Franja de Restauración, or Area of Restoration. And the goal of this project is to keep expanding the skills, knowledge, engagement, and investment in having women do the work of what I call tree growing, not just tree planting, because to restore a forest requires a process that begins long before the tree is planted and continues long after. So as women, we collect the native species of trees, we create organic compost to steward the trees after. And these skills can be used by women in their daily lives. So thank you again so much.
Nano Active Youth and Development. In Malawi, this project is restoring 1,500 hectares of degraded land across 30 villages by planting 1 million trees and building the capacity of 1,000 local youth members in landscape restoration and natural resources protection.
Fédération nationale des productrices d'amandes et de beurre de karité du Bénin.
Hello everyone, I'm Arnaud Viasekwa-Edege, representing the Fédération nationale des productrices d'amandes et de beurre de karité du Bénin, whose mission is to boost national shea production in Benin. Despite their important, shea trees known as woman gods are disappearing due to deforestation and climate change. That's why FMP can launch in 2020 the shea tree planting campaign called CPAC to restore shea parks. With support from the Global Land Initiative grants of the United Nations Convention to Combat Deforestation, which shall scale up from April 2025 to June 2026 by planting shea seed on 4 hectares to join us in restoring shea parks for a greener, more resilient future. Thank you.
Universal Peace and Violence Amelioration Center, Nigeria.
Hello, my name is Ogagogane Jesse Tibri from Nigeria, and I represent the Universal Peace and Violence Amelioration Center, UPVAC, an organization committed to peace building, climate adaptation, community empowerment, environmental restoration, and sustainability. With the support of these grants, we are implementing our project's community engagement strategies for sustainable land restoration in Plateau State, Nigeria. Through this initiative, we are planting 5,000 trees, engage communities in our awareness campaign, provide hands-on training, and supply essential tools and protective gears. This project tackles climate change head-on, restoring degraded land while boosting local livelihood and food security. It is a powerful step towards resilience economically, ecologically, and socially. We're deeply grateful for this opportunity. Together, we're growing stronger, greener, and more resilient communities. Thank you.
Up to Green Reforestation, India. Focused on restoring mangroves and riverbanks in Tamil Nadu, this project is reforesting 60 hectares and planting 15,000 fruit trees, improving biodiversity, strengthening coastal resilience, and training community members in sustainable agroforestry practices.
Ntende Homecraft Foundation, Malawi.
My name is Reverend Rokin Mabanga, Executive Director from Ntende Homecraft Foundation, based in Livingstonia, Malawi. Our mission is working with communities themselves to overcome poverty, hunger, and diseases through compassion and high dignity. Our project entitled is Community Land Restoration Initiative. We are working with community around Livingstonia catchment area through land restoration program, afforestation, and people's livelihood program. The impact of the program is we restore our land, our forest, through community engagement, capacity building, and livelihood support programs. Thank you.
Congratulations to the winners of the $10,000 grant. Your projects are paving the way for stronger, more resilient landscapes. Finally, we come to the 14 winners of the $15,000 grant. These organizations have shown the greatest innovation and impact potential in their restoration efforts, and we are thrilled to support their continued success. Youth Initiative for Land in Africa, Benin. The 10 Million Youth Project mobilizes youth to restore land using afforestation, agroforestry, and water resource management to restore 10 million hectares. Grant funds are used for seedlings, soil stabilization, and trainings on climate-smart agriculture. The used technologies include GIS drones and remote sensing.
Acarui, Brazil.
Hello, I work with Acarui, an NGO in Brazil. Our purpose is to work towards an agroecological territory, bringing together different actors for a social environmental change. We focus on ecological restoration and agroecological food production. We are in a very populated and industrialized region, immersed in the Atlantic forest biome, which is a global hotspot for conservation. The grants we are receiving will add to Projeto Arboredo, a joint effort to plant 300,000 trees, bringing together diverse institutions and funding organizations that will generate a positive impact on landscape connectivity for wild species and for hundreds of thousands of people who depend on the ecosystem services provided by the forest to support their livelihoods.
Casa Rio Arte y Ambiente Asociación Civil, Argentina.
Hi, my name is Alejandro Meitin. I am a director of Casa Rio. Casa Rio is an NGO that develops projects in the area of the Rio de la Plata estuary in Argentina. Our initiative has been promoting the ecological restoration of the Pampas wetlands with a focus on the reintroduction of native species in the area surrounding El Carpincho Lagoon, located in Junín, Buenos Aires province. This project will be carried out in close collaboration with women from the indigenous community of Los Totoreros who live under a condition of socio-economic vulnerability. It will integrate environmental restoration with social inclusion. In partnership with local residents, we will design and implement strategies to improve both wetland ecosystem health and community well-being. With the support we have received, we will move forward with a restoration plan to restore damaged ecosystem and give local people the chance to participate and develop new skills through direct involvement in the field activities.
Kenya National Farmers Federation, Kenya.
I'm Mary Kageni from the Kenya National Farmers Federation, the hand of climate action. At Kenya National Farmers, we lobby and advocate for the small-scale farmers' interests. At Kenya, we champion for farm forestry, afforestation, and biodiversity conservation. And in this regard, we look forward to restoring Tamani Hill, that's one of the catchment areas in Fomotuati area, in Igembe North, Meru County. We also look forward to promote agroforestry and farm forestry with farmers who are living around Mau Forest, that's in the Rift Valley, and also in the Tepalungu Forest, found in Bomet County. So in this program, that's a farm forestry, forestation and biodiversity conservation program, we really thank the initiatives for supporting this particular program and awarding us a grant in which we look forward to restoring these three key ecosystems. These are areas of the commons that needs to be restored because they provide key ecosystem services to the people living around the areas. And in this regard, we're also trying to promote agroforestry, that is farm forestry, for all the small-scale farmers to restore their lands so as to enhance the ecosystem services within their areas. We really appreciate the initiative once again for awarding us this award. Thank you.
Mampuya, Senegal.
The NGO Mampuya in Senegal is committed to the preservation of natural resources in sustainable development. I am Uchanjai, Director. Our project is called Women Create That Forest. How does that work? Women's group itself villages fence off together a zone of wasteland and support natural regeneration. It is an efficient method of transforming desert in open forests. Then the women can make sustainable use of it. Everyone is really eager to get started before the approaching rainy season.
Baringo County Conservancies Association in Kenya, focused on the Kiborgot Wetland and Wildlife Conservancy. This project restores wetlands and wildlife habitats through reforestation and water conservation through the construction of semicircular ponds on 2 hectares.
Low Carbon City Foundation, Colombia.
Hi, we are Low Carbon City, a civil society organization based in Medellin, Colombia. We co-create collective solutions for fair climate action and help vulnerable communities strengthen their capacity to adapt. This year, with the G20 Global Land Initiative, we are expanding the community-supported agriculture model in our region with our partners at the CSA Colombia network. We will support local farmers in transitioning to organic practices and build a network of citizens committed to buying their harvest and enjoying organic, diverse, and nutritious food. Together, we are restoring soil health, protecting biodiversity, and supporting small producers.
Fundación Amarupachi in Ecuador. The Fundación Amarupachi regenerates and diversifies traditional chocolate farming systems of the Amazonian Quechua community by integrating agroforestry, sustainable cacao and coffee cultivation, and promoting biodiversity conservation. This promotes food sovereignty and climate resilience across the indigenous territories.
Legacy of War Foundation Rwanda. This foundation focuses on restoring 6 hectares of degraded soil, empowering 90 women as landowners of fully organic cooperative farms, and using also climate-smart farming methods to improve soil fertility and agricultural resilience.
Ajimalevu Self-Help in Cameroon. This initiative is focused on restoring 35 hectares of degraded land around key biodiversity areas by employing agroforestry, regenerative agriculture, and assisted natural regeneration techniques. It also engages local communities, especially women and youth, in sustainable land management.
Safe Environment and Wildlife Africa, Zimbabwe.
We are Safe Environment and Wildlife Africa. We seek to empower communities that are surrounding protected areas to sustainably manage their natural resources for climate resilience and adaptation through capacity building. Currently, we are restoring degraded land, protecting wetlands, training communities on biodiversity conservation, and improving livelihoods.
So with this fund from the Global Land Initiative, we'll upscale the integrated wetland biodiversity conservation project by modifying gullies to restore biodiversity,
eradicate the invasive species Ipomea carneum, and support more beneficiaries in goat rearing. We anticipate increase in land cover, biodiversity, productivity, and climate resilience. This grant support will go a long way in ensuring the ecological balance and food security for the Manjalo community. Thank you.
The Soil Solution in Gambia. The soil solution addresses soil acidity by utilizing oyster shell meal to enhance soil health and crop yields, promoting sustainable land management practices and building community resilience to climate change.
Support Humanity Cameroon. This project focuses on restoring the Mbingbo riparian forest by planting 9,000 indigenous trees, building capacity and creating livelihood opportunities for 50 people from the local community.
Fundación Ambiente y Recursos Naturales, Argentina.
Hi, I'm Ana Di Pangracio, Deputy Director at Fundación Ambiente y Recursos Naturales, a 40-year-old NGO committed to the protection of the environment and human rights, based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We are honored to receive this grant to continue the ecological restoration of the Santa Catalina wetland, a unique natural and cultural area in the heart of the Riachuelo Basin, inhabited by 4.5 million people in Buenos Aires suburbs. In collaboration with academic, governmental, and civil society actors, with this support, we'll reach 6 hectares of wetland under restoration, strengthen the native plants nursery, engage the local community, and create educational and communication tools. We'll also acquire key equipment for monitoring, education, and outreach. Thank you for believing in the power of biocultural restoration in urban settings, for shaping a healthier and more just future.
A huge congratulations to all the recipients of the $15,000 grant. The level of innovation and community engagement in your projects are truly inspiring. As we come to the close of today's ceremony, I want to take a moment to thank everyone involved in this journey. The work we are celebrating today is just the beginning. It is a reminder that each of us can make a difference in restoring our lands and enhancing the health of our ecosystems. The next round of applications for this grant program will open on the 15th of July, so please do take a look at our website for more information on how to apply. And with that, we conclude today's ceremony. Congratulations again to our winners, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and goodbye.